Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise today in support of S-136, the Senate companion to my bill in the House, the Gold Star Fathers Act of 2015. I want to thank Chairman Chaffetz and Ranking Member Cummings for their support of our Gold Star families and for prioritizing this bipartisan bill that would bring equity to the treatment of all Gold Star families. And I want to thank my friends, Mr. Walberg and Mr. Lynch, for their support. On Memorial Day last year, I met with Gold Star families in Waterbury, Connecticut, and I heard the stories of how deeply they feel the loss of their loved ones, whether that loss was a year ago, 20 years ago, or 40 years ago. I heard from mothers and I heard from fathers about the difficulty of continuing on without a member of their family that they held so dear. Those willing to make the ultimate sacrifice for their country deserve to know that we will support and care for their loved ones they leave behind. After talking with these families, I knew that we needed to do more for these grieving families, and we needed to do more to recognize the sacrifice of their loved ones. That's why I introduced the House bill companion of the Gold Star Fathers Act. Our country has long recognized that mothers who have lost a child in military service or are caring for their son or daughter who was permanently disabled in the military deserve a hand when seeking federal employment. Currently qualifying mothers of certain disabled or deceased veterans are eligible to receive the Veterans Hiring Preference that will no longer be used by their loved one when applying for certain federal service jobs. However, mothers are not the only ones who grieve. The loss of a child is felt just as strongly by our veterans' fathers as by their mothers. It's time to ensure equal treatment of and respect for all parents of deceased or disabled veterans. That's why the Gold Star Fathers Act would extend this hiring preference to fathers as well. In many cases, not only have the parents undergone significant trauma emotionally, but they've lost a working-age member of their family. In the case of a permanently disabled child, they may have mounting medical bills to deal with as well. It's time to establish equality in our nation's treatment of the parents of deceased and disabled veterans. I want to thank Senators Wyden, Collins, and Brown for their leadership on the Gold Star Fathers Act in the Senate, and I want to thank my former colleague, Representative Tim Bishop, for his past leadership on this issue as well. Mr. Speaker, I call on all of my colleagues to join us in honoring our Gold Star families. I urge my colleagues on both sides of the aisle to vote in favor of this bipartisan, unanimously supported Gold Star Fathers Act. Thank you.